News Panorama is a TV news magazine program that gives you the story behind the story.
It tells the stories the way they should be told by capturing the larger scale.
It deals with people's deep feelings on issues that, when brought to the fore, ultimately educates, informs, and entertains.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
The flood in Nigeria have become a major humanitarian crisis, with 31 states and about 180 local government areas severely affected. Over 1 million people have been impacted by the relentless rain, leading to widespread displacement, loss of lives, and destruction of homes and livelihood. This week on the program, we will be exploring different angles of the impact of flooding, especially as it concerns Cross River State. Welcome and thanks for joining me on the program News Panorama. I am Josephine Efanga.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
If you have just tuned in, you're watching News Panorama. As Cross River State braces for floods, attention turns to the neglected drainage systems, choked with waste and rampant refuse dumping that has contributed to this crisis. When waste clogs waterways, flooding becomes inevitable. Indiscriminate dumping of trash and waste in drainages have transformed what would be manageable rainfalls into devastating disasters. The consequences are there, with lives, properties, and businesses hanging in the balance. Ifeoma Ekpeita sheds more light on the need for effective waste management and drainage maintenance to break the cycle of flooding and devastation. The report.
Flooding poses a significant threat to communities worldwide, and Cross River State is no exception. Two critical factors contribute to this recurring problem: clogged drainages and indiscriminate refuse dumping. The unlawful dumping of refuse in undesignated spaces such as open or vacant land, water sources, outlets, and drainages has resulted in clogged drainages, which have in turn caused damage to roads and other public infrastructure, in addition to the health hazards associated with such unwholesome practice. Clogged drainages hinder water flow, causing overflow during heavy rainfall. Debris, plastics, and sediments block drainage channels, preventing proper water evacuation. Overgrown vegetation and poor maintenance also constitute drainage congestion, creating a perfect storm for flooding. The consequences are dire. Flooding damages homes, businesses, infrastructure, and agriculture, leading to economic losses and disrupted businesses. Waterborne diseases spread, threatening public health, and the impact on livelihoods and well-being cannot be overemphasized. Some respondents in an interview noted that the indiscriminate dumping of refuse in outlets and drainages, as well as negligence towards the sanitation of drainages, are one of the major causes of flooding.
Yes, it's one of the causes why you have it. And also the volume of water that passes through the gutter, if it's not much, if it's too much, it's definitely going to overflow the gutters. So dead being in the gutter is one of the reasons. Also the volume of water that passes through the gutter can also be one of the factors.
After drinking water, it's not good to throw it inside the gutter. I think there are waste bins. If you drink now, just go and put it inside the waste bin, so that the water will find, definitely the water will find its own way. So if there are free flow, you see, to follow it due course. The gutters are not deep enough, then the dirt they are thrown there contribute to the flooding state.
It's due to negligence in our neighborhoods. Most people, pour their refuse into drainages.
Others, while commending the efforts of the government towards the sanitation of the state, advised Cross Riverians to play their part as well in keeping the environment and drainages clean.
We know what flood causes. We should, especially the market women, when they sell most of their waste, they do abandon them in the gutters and other things. My advice to them, the market women, once you're done with your selling, your waste, normally there is always a refuse bin, a waste bin situated at every market point. Every market woman or man should put his or her refuse bin there to avoid flooding.
So the government of today, they are doing their best. The governor is doing his best in packing refuse when it's supposed to, and emptying most of the gutter. If you go to a street like Palm Street, you see a whole lot of things. So we believe if we should continue, this issue of flooding
is going to reduce drastically. People need to be educated, the danger of disposing refuse on the waterways.
While others called on the government to set up a task force and a mobile court to prosecute those who dump refuse indiscriminately, stating that except strict measures are taken, the situation cannot be helped.
They consider mobile court should be instituted, whereby if they come in your vicinity of premises where they see that there is any blockage as a result of refuse dump in front of your business premises or your residential environment, you will be held responsible for it. And if there is any refuse in front of your premise or your residential area, the task force and the mobile court will call you there, subpoena you there, and take judgment.
Actually, I want government to do a task force that take because some people are used to do it. This quarter is new, and we cannot do another quarter here again, understand? The government should get task force for that.
He said government will try to put a committee so that they will put a task force on that. Why all those dirty refuse? Because the government have not been doing like before. How they used to do. Each shop they have. They use this. People have been moving to the Akemi refuse, and one of those things, some people where they keep refuse now, some will go far, and some people are lazy. They don't want to pick that their refuse to go and dump it, and they will keep it. And when the small rain will be raining, you see them they pack all those things.
To combat flooding, regular drainage maintenance and cleaning are crucial. Effective waste management systems must be implemented and anti-littering laws enforced. Educating citizens on proper waste disposal and the dangers of clogged drainages and waterways are also essential. For CRBC News Panorama, Ifeoma Ekwita reporting.
The warning from the Nigerian Meteorological Agency has it that Cross River State, amongst other states, will face severe flooding, which have left many Cross Riverians at alert. While looking up to the government to buffer this problem, the question is, what have Cross Riverians done in preparedness to the impending flood? Victoria Otu brings details, the report.
Narrowing down to the warnings from the Meteorological Agency about the impending flood, Cross River State is shortlisted amongst other states that will face the flood from the Lagdo Dam. Crisis management has been a major challenge. Oftentimes, being proactive to disasters have led to preventable measures if attended to. In the face of the flood risks, not many residents in Cross River State are aware of the potential risks of occurrence. Our findings reveal that many people have not developed a conceptual idea of managing flood.
I believe by preparation will be creating awareness for people that have not heard, especially those that are living in the swampy areas, especially like those that are living close to the river bank and the rest.
I think over the time they have been, even from the federal, they have informed the state to get how to prevent. I think the information is there. They have given us the information, understand, for us to be aware. So as a person, you have to prepare your mind, you get me, not the flood to come and meet you.
However, some residents reveal that the flood announcements notwithstanding, they had developed the attitude of clearing the gutters of debris.
I am prepared based on the area I am living. My area is a little bit hilly, but in terms of to sanitize the gutter, if you come around us there, we have done that. I think with all that I am prepared.
So the possible solutions I think the government should take is that they should create more drainage system, that is the gutters, the ones that are blocked, they should like open them, and also those that are living close to the water areas, close to that riverside, they should vacate there.
While the seeming ignorance of the devastating effects of flood exists amongst many residents in the state, a few people say it is important to employ all possible strategies to minimize the risks of flood harm to lives and properties.
They should go to those responsible for that takes care of the environment, the environmental aspect of it, that they should go there, seek advice from them. And then when this advice is sought, they should take the necessary steps. They should tell them what they need for the preparation of such an occurrence in case it comes.
Flood risk management has become very important in the face of current flooding across the country, with many calls on government to employ flood mitigations such as building dams, bridges, culverts, and good maintenance of existing structures. The need to plant vegetations to retain extra water, terracing hillsides, and construction on floodway channels to divert flood water. A few of the many solutions residents of Calabar are profess. Victoria Otu reporting for CRBC News Panorama.
Flooding, one of the most destructive natural disasters, can have far-reaching consequences for communities worldwide. The sudden influx of water can destroy infrastructure, contaminate water sources, and disrupt economic activities beyond the immediate destruction. Flooding also have long-term effects on social stability and environmental sustainability, and much more. Our correspondent, Maurice Etum, enlightened us on the damages that can be caused by flooding. The report.
Flood can cause significant damage. It can lead to property damage, infrastructural destruction, disruption of essential services like water, electricity, building, and even loss of lives.
Flood is an overflow of water that submerges dry land. It happens for various reasons, like heavy rainfall, river or dams overflow. The rushing and constant water destroys structure and leaves behind long-lasting effects. Floods have had devastating effects on the ecosystem, wildlife, and plants. This has led to soil erosion, water pollution, and destruction of habitat. In many instances, life has been lost due to collapsed buildings and submerged buildings. Mr. Ime Basi is a landlord. He expressed his deep concern on the flood of Otobo Basi Street and how it has affected him and his tenants, especially when there is an heavy rain.
What causes the overflow is that all from the highway, all water is channeled is the passage. That is why there's that overflow from the highway. The water is channeled. This is a route. It has never been like this in the past years, especially this month of September.
Other respondents lament on how flood has destroyed electricity service like water supply, transportation, and communication network.
I'm really worried about what's going to happen after the damage. If things happen in development where people are saying now, you discover that there are remedial measures. So whether it's damaging a house or a farmland, if there are insurance or compensation, I wouldn't be troubled. Because some of these things, you can't control them.
Whenever it rains, the road is always very impenetrable. I cannot use this road. But right now, what I think the government should do, I don't know if it has to do with drainages, because we have a very big drainage here. But I think they should do more, because there's a road up there that leads to that Bogobri access. So, but I think if they have finished working on that road, I think it will be a little bit better.
Which I really understand. With this flooding, a lot of people can be displaced. A lot of people can lose their lives. A lot. It will cause a lot of menace in the society, of which we really know that if not checked, so many people will be ravaged.
The effect of flooding on business outfit has remained a major setback, has made many business enterprises bankrupt.
The flood here is affecting us very seriously. The entry of our houses. They are affecting us. Now we will need government to raise the quota so that when the flood comes, we will not enter our houses. Now that school is open because of the school children, so that will not affect them.
The consequences of flood has had devastating effects on many people. Some who have experienced flooding says the emotional distress, anxieties, and shame outweighs material losses.
It is crucial to be ready for flood by having an emergency plan in place. understanding the evacuation process, and ensuring the flood insurance coverage. If you live in the flood-prone area, stay safe and stay prepared. For CRBC News Panorama, Maurice Etem reporting.
The need for environmental sustainability in the increasing population and rapid urban growth cannot be overemphasized in view of the fact that environmental sustainability is said to be the biggest challenges and the most important target of the present times. David Iyeke in this report x-rays the need for proper urban planning and its ecological impact, the report.
The federal government has recently announced that some states will experience severe flooding next month. The states are Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Calabar. Cross River State happens to be among the states listed. The announcement, coupled with recent incidences of flood, have raised concern among residents in the state. Observedly, some areas in Calabar South, such as Anatigan, Weba, Atu, Atamuno, have experienced increase in water level in their environs. Many houses get easily flooded with the slightest downpour, while most areas experience water coming out from the ground surface.
I will actually advise government to actually clean the gutters, remove the waste, sand, to avoid erosion to enter actually. They need to clean it very well and make a free places like the water to pass. That's all.
Other affected communities, particularly those in Calabar Municipal, Ikoteshi, Maria Road, Yokesu, Atekon, to mention but a few, have reported continuous flooding to the lack of proper urban planning in these areas. Poor or total lack of proper drainage system, adequate desilting of the gutters and water and farming, or building on waterway.
Because it has really affected a lot of lives, especially the common people in the locality. So, talking about the drainage, there's a lot of waste properties which the drainage system have really wasted a lot of properties like water flooding to people's houses like that, and spoiled properties in this hard economy to buy one appliances or electronics like this kind of time. It has really damaged a lot of people's property.
The flooding is too much. Like last Saturday. It was too much. The rain starts, it will be like a river, big ocean. It will stop motor, motor cannot even enter. Gutter deep enough, water will enter inside gutter and flow away. It cannot stop.
Ecological problems has over time been a front burner issue. The problem has been a major cause of flood with its attendant negative consequences on the economy. It is the opinion of many that government be proactive to ecological issues, tackle the underlying problems before the situation gets out of control.
I feel the government should remove the waste products from the gutters, remove the sand in order to prevent those properties from getting damaged, and they should try and expand the gutters.
If they have done what they are supposed to have done, I'm not sure the gutters are going to get filled up and then enter the street. So they should just do more good drainage system for us.
The first thing the government should do is also to improve on the cleaning of these drainage systems, removal of this sand.
It is the opinion of many that government be proactive to ecological issues, tackle the underlying problems before the situation gets out of control. For CRBC News Panorama, David Iyeke reporting.
Endoscopy has redefined the boundaries of medical diagnosis and treatment by providing the unobstructed view of the body's internal structures. This innovative technique enables healthcare providers to tackle complex gastrointestinal cases with confidence and accuracy. Our correspondent tells us more.
The Chief Medical Director of the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, Professor Ikwembe, said the collaboration with the Massachusetts General Hospital is to help the hospital in training their doctors in diagnosing some medical challenges and diseases with advanced medical equipment. It said it will help in reducing the cost of traveling abroad for medical treatment. Professor Ikwembe added that the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital and the Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital are the only hospital in Nigeria that have a facility for endoscopy treatment.
We have had a basic endoscopy program ongoing for years, but we thought it was time to upscale it and introduce advanced endoscopy. So because of that, we got into a collaboration with the Massachusetts General Hospital to advance endoscopic practice in our locality, and that involves the introduction of endoscopic retrograde cholangiopancreatography as well as endoscopic ultrasonography.
A professor of surgery and chief consultant surgeon of the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, Professor Roland Ndumaiba, stated that the program is 100% free for patients, with free accommodation and feeding for patients coming from afar.
Now we have advanced to doing more than just the endoscopy. We now are able, and this is the second center in Nigeria, to be able to do what we call ERCP. So it has quite a lot of bonus. Then, as for the doctors themselves, those who want to choose to specialize in these areas can be sure that there is opportunity for them to start up to a certain level locally.
A total of 8 patients with different medical challenges such as liver diseases, cancer, among others, were treated for free. A consultant gastroenterologist of the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, Dr. Mbang Ada, explained that the program is a medical breakthrough as it will help in the treatment of liver disease, kidney disease, and many more.
We are in the process of having advanced endoscopy training, and that would include ERCP and endoscopic ultrasound scan. These are endoscopic techniques that we use to evaluate the hepatobiliary structure. So we're looking at what looks like a very comprehensive multidisciplinary team, as it were, in this particular training and program.
Collins John.
That is all we have on our lineup this week. We hope to be back same time next week. Do keep a date with us. I am Josephine Efanga.